देखला ଏବେ ଅନଲାଇନ୍ ଅଛି ହେଲା କିଛି କାଟିବାକୁ ଚାଲ ରୁହ ମୁଁ କରିବି
Zoom कर दो
କେମିତି କଣ କରିଛୁ ପୁରା ମୁଭ୍ କରୁଥିଲା ଦେବଟା କେମିତି ଟାଇଟ୍ ମାରିଛି ବୁଲେଇ ହଉନି ନାଇଁ ବା ଏଇଟା ଟୋଟାଲି ମୁଭ୍ କରୁନି ଏଇଠି ପୁରା ସେ ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡ ସହିତ ବୁଲୁଛି
Sir, morning, sir. Hello. Again. Oh, sir, यार सर्व का मुझे तो सिर्फ एक भी अपन जब चैनल एनडीए की आईडी यूज है हां राइट राइट actually double six again good sir sir Siddharth kim? Some of you can come to this side. You can come to the middle, no problem.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Chief Guest, esteemed guest of honor, respected Director HPS, coordinator of the workshop, student delegates, startups from Bhubaneswar, and members from the State and Electoral Commission. A very good morning and warm welcome to all of you to the Electoral State Development Workshop. Now, request to accept the bouquets. I now request the coordinator of the workshop, Professor Dr. Michael Bozak, to take over the presentation.
Good morning, all, and welcome to our campus area family, all students of Citizens University, every business schools, KEEM, ITR. It was a pleasure that I can come gathered in a big numbers, so this event can make it in a big way. And I cordially give a hand and from my whole heart, our honorable guest of honor, Deloitte Discourse, is the country head of India. He is leading CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accountant, which is a global body, accountant body in the UK based. So he has taken care to take the hard to come up to campus to honor this function. And we have, because entrepreneur who has been having a motivated entrepreneur who can motivate you, Mr. Sandeep Agarwal for this growth. And he has been in the part I wanted to involve in this activity to make sure that our budding entrepreneurs should have an inspiration for me. And we have the most inspirational educationists, and more important that we have the founder and the director of this ASBM family of Honorable Professor Vishnu Patnaik on the rise. So we have him to make him, because he is the way he inspires us, and we always want to get it in the way we want to do it a different pattern. And whatever we want to do, this is skill development program which we have taken from the first initiative. And the most important thing, we have taken the rural background students. We don't want to take specify rural background, but this is because rural students are not given an opportunity for entrepreneurship. And that is what is the motive of doing this skill development. And my focus theme of taking this to the direct is that we have taken three things. We have tourism, we have agribusiness, and we have service. The three parameters is being the focus where you don't require a startup for the initial phase. It can be done. We have some of the agendas which you have in your folders, kids. We mentioning about how a person can have an entrepreneurship venture concept or mindset into this platform, three things. So I happily welcome, and I want to welcome our guest of honor, Mr. Devasis Viswasa, to have some role inspirations for our students and to take up that proceedings so that we can go ahead with these functions.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much to the former director of ASBM, also to Shrikant, because he has been coordinating with me for the last couple of weeks about my visit to Bhubaneswar today. And thanks to each one of you who's made it here today, because what I was told is that most of you are not from ASBM but from other institutes and have come here to experience what is that which needs to be taken care of when it's all about entrepreneurship, and what is that which needs to be known by each one of you with regard to what is that one should do if he or she decides to be on your own. So with that, I think I would like to just share. I was looking at the schedule and I was wondering what is the amount of time allocated, how much time I should speak. So one is that, the other part of it is also that whether English always gets to be a good language, because I can mix match between Hindi and English and a little bit of Korean, not much. I was telling the director that I've been coming here for the last 20 years, tourist, and I've seen it grow by leaps and bounds. So what it was as a state capital to what today I was studying that can be compared to any other metro city. I'll keep myself restricted to approximately about 10 minutes, but I want to leave some thoughts back with you. Everybody's okay with English, right? And you can understand my English also, I hope. Okay. Because my English, many people, when I visit London, I visit there very frequently, they can't understand my English. And don't worry, many cannot understand their English also. So we have a mutual admiration society. And I hate using accent when I'm in India, but I have to use it when I go abroad. When we look at the topic of entrepreneurship skill development, what does it mean? So if you look at the two words separately, you look at entrepreneurship as a word, or as a separate objective, or a separate objective, or a goal, or a aim, or something which you are looking forward to, and skills. There are two distinct things, and when you combine them, that possibly gets to be the best way of looking at things. I don't know whose picture is this, or is it somebody else who's? These people are looking there, so I thought they're trying to possibly see a. Oops. You know why I went there? Because some people are looking at my face and looking there. And they're trying to see that either the name matches or the face. The only thing matches possibly are two things. One is the specs, both are wearing spectacles, and to some extent maybe the overall weight. You know, both looks pretty well fed. as an individual. So coming back to what I was discussing and what I was talking about is, when you look at skills, you see and use languages which you can use and you can understand easier. So each one of us has a lot of ideas. I'm sure you agree with that we have a huge number of ideas. We have a lot of stuff which is happening around us, and we keep on looking at what we need to do, how we need to do and stuff. Now, all these ideas which you have, which you possibly started having when you were in your school days, and they got a little bit more structured when you were in college, and thereafter, as you were concluding your college, you start looking at whether some of these ideas can be put into action. Right? Let's take an example. One of the ideas is that, okay, I am good at playing cricket. Why don't I look at joining a formal academy and see whether I can play at a district level or a state level? That is translating something which is there in your mind, because in school you play cricket, right? Everybody plays cricket, football, various games. But you start forming an opinion about what is that you need to do to move that X from X to X plus in terms of activity or action. Execution of ideas is one of the key when it comes to entrepreneurship. The biggest challenge which entrepreneurs face is all the ideas they have in their mind, whether they can actually go ahead and execute them. And to execute them, please understand the word execution of ideas is related to skills. You can only execute when you have the requisite skills to go ahead and conduct that particular activity. So for instance, you have an idea that you want to fly an aeroplane. So you land at Visakhapatnam airport. And you somehow manage the airport authorities. You also manage the ground staff. You manage the airline staff. You manage the pilot also. And you are now sitting at the cockpit. Okay? And now you need to fly. Now you can still fly and put your ideas into action. But do you have the skill to fly? Because all that you have driven till now, or flown till now, is a kite and a bike and max to max a car. Now this doesn't look like any one of them. It is very different. I took a very obnoxious, very different example just to tell you that when we have ideas and when we have a lot of thoughts and 3-4 people come together to form a strategy of how we can look at entrepreneurship and start something on our own, the passion in us many times supersedes, it overrides the practical aspect of what needs to be done with that entrepreneurial venture. Thus, statistically, in India, 98.3% of entrepreneurship ventures fail within the first 6 to 12 months because they are not equipped to go ahead and do what you want. And if you're not equipped, you know that you can still be included in the India team to play cricket. But after one game, you will be dropped. The preparation which a player takes from a state level, right up to Ranji, right up to getting nominated into the top 16, then into the playing 12, then getting out there, serving water. You look at how every sports person has moved up in life. When you look at the 3 topics of tourism and agribusiness and digital marketing, I think I would like to thank Dr. Patnaik and the other staff. I think you have chosen very unique subjects which spans and almost embraces most of the areas where yours, not only your state, but India needs to look at. Tourism in India still is not a very evolved business, or let's say objective. We do a lot of, I think we Devo and all those stuff and everything is there. But we don't have a branding. If you look at globally, city brandings happen. Where you walk into New York or Paris or London, there you know distinctly where you are, and there are so many things to welcome you. Okay. Unlike that, unfortunately in India, not a single city has been branded till now. Branding needs to play a very dominant role. Agribusiness, with the percentage of people, those who are in the rural areas, how you can give shape to agribusiness and ensure that entrepreneurship develops out of that is a very big thing. And I'm sure you all will do a lot of good stuff out of that. I'm sorry I have to depart tomorrow because I just came in for this. I'm flying out to Kolkata tomorrow and then to Delhi for other meetings. But I will miss out on that. But I'll definitely try to see whether there's something for tourism I can be part of the audience and watch a couple of your presentations. For digital marketing, that's the future. As simple as that. You can leverage anything and everything, but beyond technology, you cannot leverage it. Today, if you are good in something and you want the world to know, you have to use technology. The best in class faculties nowadays are stationed in one location, and through a video conferencing, through WebEx, through webinars, they reach out to every nook and corner of the world. So whatever is best in the world is available to you with a very, very close friend of yours, which is called Google. You go to Google and you look for something, your friend is going to tell you everything about that person, everything about that bench. So how we need to leverage technology, and once leveraging that is done, digital marketing is all about how to ensure that people understand what you are doing and it has a saleable point. There is a business angle to it, there is a marketing angle to it. To conclude, what I want to say is most of us, and again I give you two things. One is about what is that action needs to be backed up by skills. So that is something which is important, that you exactly know what you're doing and you have the skill sets to do it. Before I conclude, one last note of, or rather a word of advice is that all that which you do, most of entrepreneurship ventures, again, is a challenge, is you have a fantastic team. You have the required amount of investment into it. You have produced fantastic products and services, but you don't know, A, how to sell it. So you don't have buyers for your products. Two, you don't know how to scale up. So you have to acquire the requisite skill sets. Just don't go ahead and jump into it. You have to know the skills of how to go ahead and market your products and services rather than just creating fantastic product. And most importantly, you have to have the understanding, knowledge, and the skills required to scale it up to the next level so that you don't remain a local player. You become more of a state level player, you become a national player, and then you can take your products and services to the national level. Thank you so very much. I again sincerely hope that each one of you will wear it right. Once more, thanks very much to the corporate director and specifically to Shoaib, who's taken all the way to coordinate with me over the last couple of weeks for this. I was absolutely not very sure that what would happen. It was again something which is a challenge, but that's something which has been that I've been able to make it. It's also because of one of the reasons that us, CIMA, as an organization which is almost 100 years old globally, and we operate out of 179 countries, and we are the world's largest management accounting body, is also pleased to share here on this particular platform that we have expressed, and both ASBM and CIMA has expressed keenness that we collaborate with each other, and possibly this would be the first footstep of CIMA in Orissa in the education domain, and I think we will be extremely privileged and happy to have a partnership with ASBM so that the students of ASBM can learn global practices in management accounting and can scale themselves up, not only within the country, but on the global map in terms of employability and entrepreneurship. Best of luck and God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. With your more motivational words and rather traveling along the way to come up here and sharing with your people. See, again, today I have two backbones. When I started working in this organization, I had two backbones. I've never hesitated to say that. I have honorable director, sir, and I have respected dean, sir. They had always motivated me to do something which has given me a freedom to do something. And that I have privileged to welcome our honorable director sir to express his thought of perception of entrepreneurship which we want to put it in the mind of the students. And that exactly going to create a, not we want to create a professionals for a different, we want to create a mindset for the students. There is a hope, there is another career options in our life, that is entrepreneurship. So I welcome our honorable directors.
Esteemed Chief Guest of this function, Mr. Debashish Biswas, Country Head, India, of SEMA, the guest of eminence, Sri Sandeep Agarwal, Managing Director of Swadhisht Group, the spices industry located in Jagatpur, Cuttack. The convener of this program, Dr. Saikar Buchai, our dean present here, Dr. Kalyan Shankar Rai, invited guests of the dais, and my dear participants. It is indeed a pleasure on my part to welcome all of you to ASBM. At the outset, I would like to share some of my thoughts on entrepreneurship, which is the focus area for discussion of this particular program, this workshop. I think many of you must be from the state of Odisha. How many of you are from the state of Odisha? Okay, very large. If you find culturally, Odias are not very enterprising. They are very peace loving. They are happy with less, whatever they get. And it is nothing to be called as bad. Nothing is good or bad. It's a question of contentment. And there are a lot of initiatives have been taken in the past. Just to tell you as a historic information, you may not be knowing because you were not born at that particular period of time in the state of Odisha. You must have heard the name of Madhusudan Das. How many of you have heard the name of Madhusudan Das? Barrister Madhusudan Das, great man, famous. You know, he started an industry called Utkala Tanel, and it had a premature death. And reason, he said, not a single product without best quality should move from the factory, because I don't want to take the blame from any community outside my community to blame that Odias they produce less qualitative product. Therefore, the rejection was so high, the business model could not sustain, and the factory was closed. Another name which is very popular, and you all know, Mr. Biju Patnaik, the great statesman of this state and the son of the soil, known internationally as a great political leader, statesman. He founded one industry called Kalinga Tubes, and many such initiatives he took to make the Odisha industrious. All those companies are closed. The reason is we have very few isolated islands wherein the people have taken initiative, they are courageous, they are risk takers. Then the next generation came, you know, all of you know, there is a very known name called Bansidhar Panda, Infra Group. I don't know how many of you have heard. His son now is a politician. And his daughter-in-law is the founder of OTB, Odisha television, a very new concept introduced long back when there was no operator in the state. And you will find that these institutions where all of you are studying, they are being founded by the son of the soils. From here on, some people are academicians, some people are entrepreneurs, some people are business people. They took initiative to create institutions. And the place where you are sitting today, it is also a very humble, small initiative taken by a group of educationists, and including me, when I resigned from Indian Institute of Management with a passion to do something to benchmark with the IIMs. And we created this institution in 2006. So these are a couple of small initiatives being taken in this part of the country and could able to attract pan-India students to the state for imparting the quality education. Now, when I say that Odiyas are not very enterprising, it was a historic statement. Now today it is not valid, no more it is valid. There are many entrepreneurs which have proved themselves as very productive. I still remember when Sri Jabi Patnaik was the Chief Minister of Odisha. He made an announcement. I think Mr. Agarwal will agree with me. Hajara dinare hajare sale. 1,000 days, 1,000 industries. And he was blamed by many people that all the entrepreneurs, those who have taken money from Odisha State Financial Corporations, all the industries, mostly, not all, are closed. And people used to tell them, criticize J.P. Patnaik. Till his last day, I was meeting him because I was a great fan of him. And I asked several times, sir, this is the blame you took. What is your statement about this? He said that is not a wrong decision. Some ODIers, they were the first generation. They were eagerly to have an identification that I am somebody and to get married, to settle down. And I still remember the first disbursement of Odisha State Financial Corporation. 90% of them they purchased a Maruti car. In those days, Maruti car was only 35,000 rupees. And got married. Because I still remember, in those days, if you say that I am an entrepreneur, no girl will be willing to marry. Business means derogatory talk. Dhanda karta. Businessman. So it was very difficult to get married. It is a social requirement by many people. Today, no more it is valid. In those days, it was that a person has to have a government job. Even if he is a peon, doesn't matter. But government job. Now, those trend has already changed. Today, many students are signing. I can give example of my institute. All the students they get placed before the convention. And they are into the best of the best company in private, mostly. And they have a very dignified way of living. So that kind of a taboo is no more valid. Now you have heard many new enterprises have come up in the world. Flipkart, Amazon.com, Google, he said, Apple. People have remembered. All these companies, you will find that the promoters are not very highly qualified. You will be surprised to know the top 10 best industries or the business organization in the world, the founders are dropouts, including Bill Gates and Michael Dell. You name them, all of them are dropouts. But I am not giving you a message that all the dropouts are the richest people in the world. No. Incidentally, top 10 richest people are dropouts. So therefore, dropping out is not the solution. Now, in this kind of environment, Often you found there are a couple of books being written. I don't know how many of you have read. I being a teacher, I will fail to do my duty without mentioning that what are the new things have come up. A book has been written by Subrata Bagchi, great man from this son of the soil, from Odisha. And he has created an organization called Mindtree, very famous, very successful organization. He has written a book called High Performance, excellent book. If you have time, you must read. Another book he has written, Go and Kiss the World. Very interesting book. Another book is being written by your Kishore Gyal, the founder of Federal Big Bazaar. He has written one book, just happened in India. And the kind of revolution he started in retailing in the country, because ASBM was associated with Bangalore and produced 6 batches and given 120 students every year to the Bangalore. Today, in the retail sector, I can tell proudly, all the who's who in different kind of companies are my students. They are from ASBM. Because that is the niche which we created. Similarly, one focus area which we created is called logistics and supply chain. Go to any logistics company and touch a person who is heading. He must be from ASBM. So, these are the areas which are very, very interesting areas. Now, Peter Drucker, you know the management guru, he said in a very simple way, he has defined entrepreneurship. He said entrepreneurship is nothing. Innovation is key to entrepreneurship. You have to be innovative. One idea can create billions of dollars worth business. Let me tell you the characteristics of a good entrepreneur. First, you start loving money. If you don't have love for money, you cannot be a great entrepreneur. Let me make it very clear. Creation of wealth is not bad. You know, people say that bourgeois, proletariat, so many rich people are there. The rich people can create richness. I strongly believe there is nothing wrong to have an ambitious plan to become rich. If you make money, you can add value to the life of people. So those who are richest people in India and outside, I salute them. They have made money with their ideas and nothing wrong with it. So the first characteristics of an entrepreneur is start loving money. Then only your interest will be created. Second thing is, entrepreneur is a master of his own destiny. He is a free bird. He signs the check for others. Get the check signed by somebody else at the end of the month. So that's the biggest pride and happiness an entrepreneur gets. He may not be getting that much of money which he would have got through unemployment. Mr. Agarwal will agree with me. But the kind of happiness he gets when he enters into his own industry, Jagatpur, he feels that I am the boss and I would be able to give bread and butter to a couple of people. Similarly, when I entered at the age of 40, I crossed. 40, you know, I kept on saying in a very lighter sense, 40 is very naughty. At that age, you will find many people they get divorced, they marry. Many people they change their profession. Why you know? Because there is a suppressed and oppressed interest which an individual carries. Up to 40 he has no option but to carry forward the family liability and obligations. 40 years of money which takes care of bread and butter, he feels that whatever I could not do, which I wanted to do, I must try it. So when I resigned from the job of the Government of India, many friends of mine, they told me, hey, have you gone mad? Resigning from Indian Institute of Management. It's a dream for people to become a professor in IIM. And you were resigning? And that time my answer was very simple. Up till now, my shoulder is heavy. And everywhere I am going, I am giving an introduction of myself that I am a professor of IIM. So IIM is first, I am secondary. Now I want to live a life wherein I will be coming first, IIM will be at the back of my mind. So that made me to think that let me do something which would be giving me happiness. And today, whatever I do, personally I enjoy. And that is the only thing which drives me to wake up in the morning, work very hard 18 hours in a day, which probably it would have not been required to continue as a professor in Indian Institute of Management. Very cozy life. You teach, enjoy, respected everywhere. But here, you have to do everything of your own. And it's like your child, you nurture, grow, and see things happen. But mind you, this thing is only possible if you start thinking yourself that, hey, my life is not only for me, it is impacting others' life as well. We are all not born to become great for ourselves. We are born to become great for others also. Your colleagues, your friends, everybody takes pride that look, he was my classmate. Today, any classmate of mine when he they are calling up, I was a student of secondary board high school. Once upon a time, that was the best school in the state. And when they call up, and I find so happiness that they take pride in me that I could able to create something. So what is to make me, just to sum up, I would suggest that never be afraid of failure. And failure has to come. If there is no failure, there is no success. You imagine if there would have been no night, you would have not appreciated the day. So therefore, you must have courage, conviction to become an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship is for many families. Employee becomes for one family. So choice is yours whether you want to be for one family or you want to be for multiple families. And I am sure that all of you are intellectually very high. God has blessed all of you in an era where information dissemination is so much. You are more intelligent than all of us sitting this side. But the only thing is that you have to focus your ideas and you have to gather the kind of energy you have to utilize in a positive direction to become a great entrepreneur. We never know out of this hall, maybe a couple of you will be down the line next 15 years, 20 years, will be somebody to whom we will give an invitation to come as the chief guest to this hall. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your more inspirational relevance. I hope every student sitting here might have started changing the mindset of different dimensions of entrepreneurship.
I have a class. He will be there.
So now I have somebody. When I thought of doing this workshop, the most important person came into my mind. When at first I went to his office, I said, "Sir, I want to do this activity." And I wanted to do it not within corporate office. I wanted to do it with a local entrepreneur who has side income and has made his own enterprise today. And he has spreading that messages. You may be finding out an advertisement on a billboard, you may be finding an advertisement on an auto rickshaw, you might be finding an advertisement in yourself you may be seeing in a Canara shop. What exactly that person had motivated me when I met him? He said, "Saitya, up, so kariye, you go ahead, I'm with you." And I determinedly say you that is, I had one perception into my mind is I never wanted to do this workshop based on lectureship. I wanted to practically make sure that this, I'm happy this time, I'm called a Calcutta Angels Venture Partners. I have called Landmark as an incubator partner. And the most important thing I announce to our people is that our NSBM is going to shortly have a business incubator also. And this is already being submitted at the last stage of presentation we have in Delhi. The moment we have it, we want to create entrepreneurs even in Odisha. And that we want to start in that seed of that enterprises here. So I want to call the person who had motivated me to go ahead with this activity, and in the future I also go for. I want to attach this enterprise, this workshop with none other than I have Sandeep Agarwal sir. Sandeep Agarwal sir is the MD of Solids Group. He will be giving you the perception of how enterprises is never been made. It's never been. You cannot create it in a day. It has been built, and you slowly create it through your passion, your attitude, and your approach of doing something which he has learned. And today, that 25 years of that enterprise, today you are using in your hospital. That is called Solids. I welcome our Sandeep Agarwal sir to have this podium.
Namaskar. With the due permission of the chair, I shall ask if I can talk to you in Odia. Is Odia will be comfortable to talk to you? Na Hindi bola English? You prefer English? Okay, no problem. So first of all, I would like to thank respected श्री देवाशीष विश्वास जी एंड हमारे जो यहाँ पे डायरेक्टर सर हैं नायक सर टीम सर मीटिंग है एंड माय फ्रेंड सैकत कोचन सैकत जी को मैं इसलिए फ्रेंड बोल रहा हूँ बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग लॉन्ग इंटरेक्शन आई हैव लर्न many things from सैकत जी he has said many things about me. I am a very poor speaker and I was a very poor student. I passed my 10th only by 32% marks. So that's why I was not being admitted in any college in Qatar. I used to go to Bar, the ICT. After my graduation, my grandfather said, the business which we are doing doesn't need further manpower. You think of your own. But whatever you do, at least you should not go to any place and say that I am son or grandson of so and so. People should ask her, people should say her, see, he is grandfather, he is the father of this person. I was keeping only one thing in my mind. Talking with you is really a great honor and a pleasure for me. But if I speak, you listen, it is not interesting for me. I would like to know how many of you, before coming to this hall, how many of you have thought that what special you are going to learn? ଆସିଲା ପୂର୍ବରୁ କଣ ଭାବି କଲେ ଏଠି ଆସିଲେ କଣଟା ଦେଖିବାକୁ ମିଳିବ କଣଟା ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ମିଳିବ how many of you anyone yes okay okay thanks Nita bhai beautifully back for rest others, you have come to listen only and see what he is trying to learn. Listen friends, wherever you go, it may be street, it may be an auditorium, wherever you go, just go with an open mind. Okay? Always have a passion. Always decide that if I am going there, you are investing time. Okay? Okay. I am coming here because I am not investing my time, right? I want to share my feeling with all of you. What I have learned in past, I want to share with you. So always have an open mind, right? Normally what happens when I was of your age, if somebody says reaction is no. For example, if I ask you, बेटा एक काम करो, you come to the lab, विश्वास सर आपको 1 करोड़ रुपया देंगे. What will you do? You will think I am fool or I am fooling you, right? But how can you derive to this decision? मैं सच बोल सकता हूँ. I will be telling lie. ऐसा ही आपके दिमाग में क्या हुआ है? You did think for a while कि it can be true. What's harming it? Coming from that chair to the dais is going to cost you something. Normally, our first reaction is no. We are having 2 9-letter words in our dictionary. Both starts from A. And normally, one is preferred by most of us, and the second one is always neglected. Can you say me what are the 2 words? Normally, we all are involved in that one word. Almost daily. Argument. We friends are arguing with each other. We are arguing with our parents. But another word starts from letter A. That is agreement. We never thought of that. If you tally both the words, you will find only one letter that is not common in both the words. That is U. We do not show respect for others. We do not have respect for others' opinion. That's why our first reaction is no. Because our mindset is already predetermined. Right? For example, what I am trying to explain in a better way, if I ask all of you, please, can you say me what is the shape of this object which I am holding in my hand? What is the shape of this object? Yes, what's your opinion? Shape of this object. Can you say anybody? This is a straight line here. This is not a rectangle, this is a straight line. This is just a straight line. You are saying wrong. Now you try to convince me this is a rectangle and I will try to convince you this is a straight line. How many hours it will take to convince each other? You are right from your point of view, I am right from mine. Always point of view matters. Always point of view matters. But we are always confused. Always focus that what actually you want in life. You all are students, right? I don't know how many of you have decided what you want to do after completion of your education. Some कुछ 2 लोग 4 लोग. After completion of your education, what do you want to do? What's your aim? What type of business? Good. Any else? Anybody else? Please. What's your opinion? Agribusiness. Very good. Anybody else, please? Normally, risk-taking capacity is decreasing in youth. I don't know why. Everybody wants a word called security. What do you mean? जेपीटी कैंपस सब लोग होते हैं, बच्चों के वगैरह जितने भी Most of the students are thinking of this. Why? जब सब लोग चाकरी करेंगे कंपनी कोठी थको जोटी के आमे लेके अप्लाई करबा कैंपस के करिवो who will come for the campus have you ever imagined a small tea vendor is able to give employment to 1 or 2 persons? Small tea vendor, small little shop wala, dukan wala, small labor hour wala, he is able to give employment to 2, 3, 4, 5 persons. And what we are thinking, he is more educated than us, he is more capable than us. We are not trying to explore our capabilities. We are just limited to what? Cell phones, laptops, that's all. We are not interested to go beyond that. Just simply side the screen of your brain. Have a vision. After 20 years, where you want to see yourself? Anybody of you? After 20 years, where you want to see yourself? आज से 20 साल बाद अपने आप को कहाँ देखना चाहते हो? This is a common tagline. एक डिफाइन करो. आप अगर एग्रीबिजनेस करोगे, उसका वॉल्यूम क्या होना चाहिए? कितने लोग आपके नीचे काम करने चाहिए? उसका टर्नओवर क्या होना चाहिए? वो ड्रीम होना चाहिए. Without risk, you cannot become a good entrepreneur. And as the director sir पटनायक जी ने जो कहा, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के लिए पढ़ाई बहुत मायने नहीं रखता है, लेकिन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर एक अनपढ़ इतना सक्सेसफुल हो सकता है, तो पढ़ा लिखा इतना सक्सेसफुल हो सकता है. But we never, when we some of friends sit at a tea stall or at a cafe, what we used to say, do you get sent to everything or not? Jack off to जाने तो बस everything और था. अरे why? Are we bloody fools? मैं ऐसा कब करूँगा जब लोग मेरे बारे में बात करेंगे? मैं उसके बारे में क्या बात करूँगा? Why am I talk? मेरे बारे में बात करना चाहिए. वो पैशन होना चाहिए. You have to love. पढ़ाई कर रहे हो तो उसके साथ प्यार करना सीखना होगा. Until and unless you have a passion, you cannot do the business. हर आदमी आज का डेट में ये सोच रहा है सिक्योरिटी. मेरे को 10 लाख का कैंपस हो गया, मेरा 5 लाख का कैंपस हो गया. I am not going far. वो निजक पुत्रा. I am lacking of manpower. That fool is saying, मेरे को बेंगलोर में एक सर्विस मिल गया, 8 लाख का पैकेज है, मैं चला जाऊंगा. Now you say, what shall I say? हाँ बेटा चले जाओ, बढ़िया है, बात का नाम रोशन करेगा. I said, बेटा तुमको जो करना है करो, that is your life. You take the decision, but before taking the decision, just think for a while. कल जब मेरे को जरूरत होगा, मैं तुमको फोन करूंगा. रामा, कल सुबह तुमको आना है, घर में इमरजेंसी है, तुमको आना है. Are you able to give me that assurance? मैं भी मेरा भतीजा का वो पुत्रा जगह तो वो पूरा पूछे, तो मैं तुमको करूंगा. अकेले बेंगलोर चक्कर करतो, काली बापा फोन करिले. बोले काली सकाळे आ तो माया देव खराब আছে, सकाळे 8 টা পৌঁছিব. Can you give us your short commitment that yes, you will be there by 8 a.m.? Anybody? No. Why? Why? Because you need permission from whom? From your higher authority. But if I want to shut down my factory for 7 days, 10 days, for any emergency requirement of my family members, my friends, or any social liability, Do I require any permission from anybody? We never thought of this. Just we are thinking, father has, you can find thousands of examples. Father has worked like anything, has taken loan for your studies. Your father and mother are just waiting and watching. Son has gone for studying. वहीं पे सेटल हो गया. जब बच्चा पैदा करना होता है गांव में आते हैं. बच्चा पैदा करके बच्चे को लेकर चले जाते हैं. What is that? Is this life? Think after 20 years तुम्हारे साथ क्या होने वाला है? तुमने 60 साल के बाद अपने माँ बाप को छोड़ा. तुम्हारा बच्चा कितने साल में तुमको छोड़ेगा? You try to love और decide करो where you want to go. मैं बोलता हूँ आपका 2 करोड़ 5 करोड़ का पैकेज है, बट अल्टीमेटली आप अपने पापा को एश्योरेंस दे सकते हो कल सुबह 8 बजे मैं आ जाऊंगा आपके पास. 5 करोड़ रुपए कम नहीं होते हैं. मैं भी उत्पादन नहीं करता हूँ. आप कभी सोचे हो फैमिली वैल्यूज के लिए सोचे हो? हम लोग घूम के सब लोग we all are confined. 5 से तक के आई एम कंफर्टेबल. 100 में से 50 लड़का लोग बोलता है 5 से कंफर्टेबल. तो भैया 25 लाख का नौकरी अवेलेबल नहीं है. जिसको 25 लाख मिलता है अब्रॉड चला जाता है. So we Indians are born to work for Microsoft, Google, जहां पे भी आप जाओ. टॉप इंजीनियर्स कहाँ के हैं? We don't, because actually we do not love our country. हमको हमारा कंट्री का डेवलपमेंट के बारे में सोचना नहीं है. We are not loving. I am not saying that I am loving my country, but I have a passion. मेरे को ऐसा करना है कि मेरे को टॉप पे जाना है. At least I am thinking of stars, and if I fly, at least I fly on the moon. और आप अगर चांद के बारे में सोचोगे तो गिरोगे तो कहाँ गिरोगे? धरती पे गिरोगे ना. तो 5 लाख में क्या उलझ के रखे हो आप? अपना you have to take a decision. पैशन बनाओ, उसको प्यार करो. जो काम आप कर रहे हो, नौकरी भी अगर कर रहे हो तो वो भी पैशन से करो. I can give you at least 7-8 examples. मेरे पास जो लड़का 4 यहाँ पे काम करता था, आज वो इंडिविजुअली एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट के लिए वो मेरा काम करता है. महीने का लाख रुपया कमाता है. एक दिन वो मेरे से काम करता था. He was under me. Now I am under him. How? Because he is a dealer and whatever he says, I have to obey. I have to respect his opinion. कल तक मैं वो मेरा बात मानता था, मैं उसका बात मानता हूँ. But then also I am more happy in this situation. उसने मेरा कंडीशन पूछा है. आज वो अगर काम कर रहे थे उसका दिमाग में था. I can give you just a short example. मैं सर के साथ आ रहा था, गाड़ी में बता रहा था. 2 महीना पहले he visited a mall to one of my friends. He used to sell this electronic car. Circle इतना बड़ा electronic car का बच्चा लोग भी थे, which is run by remote. मैं उसके पास बैठा था, बोला यार यार तेरे को एक बहुत अच्छा चीज दिखाता हूँ. यस स्पॉट. वो हम बात कर रहे थे. उसी टाइम पे मैंने देखा उसके शॉप के सामने से एक गाड़ी में एक बच्चा बैठा है और उसके पीछे एक आदमी रिमोट लेके वो गाड़ी को चला चला के चार. मैं ये गाड़ी क्या दिखा रहा है, बहुत दिन हो गया. मैंने ये जो पीछे लड़का है यार उसका बता रहा हूँ. तो बताओ. मेरा लड़का मेरा शॉप में काम करता था. अभी 4 महीना पहले इसने बोला सर कल से मैं काम छोड़ दूँ. मैंने समझाया भाई कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो बताओ. तो मैं नहीं सकता काम छोड़. दूसरे दिन सुबह मैं देखा है वो मैंने दुकान के सामने बच्चों को बैठाया, गाड़ी में चला गया. What he did is, मैं फिर उसको बुलाया. उसका नाम अब्दुल है. तो मैं अब्दुल मेरा काम कर रहा था छोड़ दिया. तो मैं साहब नौकरी करके बढ़िया ना अपना धंधा करके बढ़िया. चाहे धंधा करके बढ़िया क्या कर रहा तू? बोले सर मैं यहाँ के बैठ बैठ के देखा जो फैमिली वाले आ रहे हैं उनके बच्चे उनको बहुत परेशान करते हैं. उसका काम नहीं है मॉल में करना. मम्मी और पापा इज शॉपिंग और एल्डर ब्रदर और सिस्टर इज शॉपिंग. व्हाट इज दैट? वो परेशान कर रहे हैं. उनके लिए सबसे मेजर चैलेंज है कि वो बच्चे को कोई चीज में बिजी रखना है. बोले ये गाड़ी अभी हर फ्लोर में उसका गाड़ी चला रहा है, उसने अपने भतीजे भाई मामा सबको उसी काम में लगा दिया। मॉल का एक राउंड लगा रहा है विश्वविद्यालय में। दिस इज आइडिया। नौकरी कर रहा था और अभी उसने मेरे को बताया, हिसाब बताया, he is earning around 1.5 lakhs a month। कितने का नौकरी मिलता होगा उसको? 10,000। कितने का इन्वेस्टमेंट किया उसने? वो ज्यादा नहीं, लेकिन उसने उसमें सबसे अच्छा की चीज क्या है, उसने एक आइडिया को कैच किया और उसको इम्प्लीमेंट किया। One of my uncle used to say, जो आइडिया होता है ना, आइडिया, ठीक है, आइडिया जो होता है उसका चोरी नहीं होता है। Once it process awares और फिर वो आता है, we cannot get hold of that। इसके पहले कि वो हमको क्रॉस कर जाए उसको पकड़ना है हम लोग। आइडिया कैन बी ऑफ एनी टाइप। My dear friends, I will honestly request you, just love whatever you want to do, just love it, and always don't focus on service, please. We have so much of potential in Odisha. Don't go out. I was talking with Mr. Kushkai कि हमारे उड़ीसा में अगर सबसे ज्यादा नेग्लेक्टेड कोई इंडस्ट्री है वो है टूरिज्म। टूरिज्म में इतना 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 स्कोप है, स्काई इज द लिमिट। अगर 10,000 आदमी भी उस फील्ड में एक्टिवेट में एम्प्लॉयमेंट ले जाए तो भी वहां पे 100 होगा। I am not saying if I give going to give you example of a middle shop, I am not asking you to go and open a little shop, but just you have to decide. If you want to find where is ASBM, Google will say. But if you go and find in Google, if I saw the future product, any answer? Never. एक 400 मीटर रेस हो रहा है, ठीक है? जो फर्स्ट और जो सेकंड आता है उसमें कितना सेकंड का फर्क होता है? How many seconds? Hardly 1 second. जो सेकंड आ रहा है इसी डफा, उसने मेहनत नहीं किया। वहां पे सवाल आया था हम लोग नॉर्मली व्हाट वी ब्लेम इज लक। आइडिया बोलो तो मैं से बोलो बिजनेस का चाकरी करी, आइडिया बोलो तो he has devoted his 100%। Okay, for example, I have a glass of water in my hand, ठीक है, there are only two options with me, either I am drinking or not। If you ask me, आइना कौन कौन सा 99.9% पीला चेष्टा करूँ, but what is 99.9%? Either it is 0% or 100%। Where is the question of 99.9% arises? Either I am drinking or not, either you have decided to reach on a higher place or not। ମୁଁ ଭାଇନା ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି ଯେ ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ କିଛି ହେଇନି, କିଛି ୟୁଜ ଅଛି ସେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି। आइडिया आसिला, try to work on it, try to implement on it। आइडिया आसिला संग संगे କଥା ହେଲି 10 दिन ପରେ कंटिन्यूस कथाटा भूलिगला, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ आइडिया ଆସିଯାଇଛି, केबे भी सेटा एनकेस ହେଇ ପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। Because ideas, once you get hold of fast, you all will run. आपका क्या चीज में इंटरेस्ट है, that matters. तो इंटरेस्ट आपको खुद को फाइंड करना है. No teacher, no dean, no institute can do that. वो आपको रास्ते बता सकता है, चलना आपको है. If you want to go to Bhubaneswar, there are 3-4 ways. आपको किस रास्ते जाना है, that you have to decide. Normally मेरा जो बच्चा है, वो एक दिन मैंने पूछा कितना बड़ा काम करने के लिए कितना दिन लगेगा. ठीक है. For example, you come and ask to question, सर मैं यहाँ से मैं जाऊंगा पटिया तो मेरे को कितना टाइम लगेगा. What do you think? Instantly, second sir आपको रिप्लाई दे देगा. और अगर रिप्लाई नहीं देते तो what will you think about second day? उन्हें नहीं पता है आप वॉकिंग जाओगे, टू व्हीलर से जाओगे, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन बस से जाओगे या फोर व्हीलर से जाओगे. जब तक उनको ये नहीं पता आपका मोड क्या है, वो आपको कैसे बताएंगे. Normally each student used to ask our teachers and professors, sir ମୁଁ ଏମିତି କଲେ କେତେ ଦିନ କଣ ହେଇଯିବ. ଇଜି କଣ ନାଇଁ ତ ସେ ସାର୍ ଭଲ ନାହିଁ, ସେ ଠିକ ରାସ୍ତା ବତେଇ ପାରୁନାହିଁ. टीचर के ऊपर दोष दे दिया. टोटल प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पे है. हम लोग हमेशा try again I will honestly request with folded hands, love your dream. तुम लोग कुछ सोचना है मेरे को क्या करना है. अगर तुमको नौकरी का भी इच्छा अगर रखते हो, मान लो तुम्हारा कैंपस हो गया, अच्छा कैंपस हो गया, डोंट रिड्यूस इट. 1 साल 2 साल 3 साल काम करो, लेकिन कैंपस में आने के बाद एक माइंड सेट कर दिया 5 साल के अंदर निकलते मेरे को अपना एंटरप्राइज बनाना है. आज जिस एंटरप्राइज में आप जा रहे हो वहां तो आपको 100 लोग मिलेंगे. यू कैन हैव 100 ऑफ मोर आइडियाज. आपको आइडिया को पकड़ना है, और पकड़ना इस तरह से है कि वो मर जाऊंगा लेकिन मुक्ति नहीं करना चाहिए. दैट शुड बी द स्पिरिट. तो आप एंटरप्राइज कर सकते हो. नौकरी में आपको क्या है, नौकरी आजकल भारत में इसमें कोई इंस्पेक्टर वही जमीन पे पड़ता है और 20 तला बिल्डिंग पे पड़ता है, वही डिफरेंस है. आपको एंटरप्राइज लेने के लिए डर लगता है आपको. My father just gave me 25,000 rupees. जो करना है इसी से करो. उस टाइम पे कभी भी कंप्यूटर ऑपरेट करना नहीं आता है. So that is not a bad advantage to me. That is a good advantage for me. Why? अगर मैं भी लैपटॉप जानता तो मैं भी कुछ करता रहता, उल्टा सीधा काम ही करता था. तो मेरे को कोई भी इंक्वायरी लेना होता है तो 25,000 में मैं अहमदाबाद, मुंबई, हैदराबाद जाके 25,000 रुपया खर्चा कर दिया. घर आके पापा को बोला 25,000 रुपया खर्चा हो गया और पैसा दो. He just refused. He cannot. Okay. So now, what I will like to say is, money, education is not everything. Please love your passion, decide, and hope. Always service is not the solution for just blaming that government is not doing, my father was a poor person so I cannot do. Don't blame anybody. You are responsible for your own destiny. सर ने बहुत सुंदर बात के लिए बोल दिया है.
Thank you, Sandeep sir. I hope you students should be in touch with Sandeep sir. It's a local entrepreneur, so that people can go anytime into this campus of a factory. You will find how people are being working, how it's been coordinating, how it's been making budgeting plans. And more important thing is inspection, quality inspection regarding the food. That is most importantly what I learned when I visited this factory. What importantly which he had learned is he knew how an enterprise has to be taken, to be carried forward. And that exactly he has learned. He has, by the experience he has learned. He has not studied from maybe Harvard University or from any management institute. The only thing he has knew that is he had a passion to learn something, and what he has to do. Thank you, Sandeep sir, for your we want to have our memento of appreciations to our guest of eminence, our Sanjeev Agarwal sir. Thanks, dear sir. And this is what this platform, we want to have a word of thanks, some directions which I want to do it. I want to thank sincere thanks to our media partner, our Premier News 7. They have given a sincere effort to get this event to have a mileage out, and you will be able to watch it in the city bulletin. I hope so. And more important thing is we have other media partners who have been associated with us. I want to thank them because sincerely I want to thank them because this is the first event they want to highlight it. A rule-based startup workshop. And that we want to do it in the event also in the future. And I want to thank our guest of honor, Devashish Biswas sir, for his giving an effort of coming out to the Bhubaneswar and taking care of delegating with your inspirational speeches. I want to thank Sanjeev Agarwal sir for his, and we don't have our director say he's having a class, so I want to thank him also for motivating me to do this activity and our respected deans and also. I express my thanks, and I want to express my also sincere thanks to all students, especially Central University, especially Affinity, and I have some students from ITR, I have students from KIT, and I have an NGO group also who's been working sincerely for bigger upliftments. I have with them because I have been in touch with them because they are the few people who have been working for something different, uniqueness of perception. And I want to have a platform today. Today we have a changes of tourism, and hope we have somebody with us also, and that is also a secret I want to share you. She is an only lady entrepreneur of tourism. I have called her to share with her experiences how she has been doing. Right, so we will be meeting with the first session of our theme, that is tourism. Thank you very much for your patience. Welcome back to the first session. We have the session based on tourism, and we have with us is the Central People Dana ma'am. I hope how many people know her name, I don't know, but yeah, that is aware of her. And students, please visit, search her name on the Google. She is the only first lady in Odisha. She has taken an enterprise based on tourism, and she is the only lady enterprise. And normally she started her career. She was working on Sausage Brothers, and she had a perception that I want to start a own perception of tourism venture, and that she did it with the first concept called Venture Capital. Today, it is literally very important to know that in Odisha, after Kerala, Odisha will be the highest tourist attracting people. You will be having highest tourists in Odisha within this next year, because you have a lot of places right now. Tourism is a focus area where you can start your venture. And I tell the fact is, for starting a tourism, the best way of listening from her will make you the perception. For starting any venture, you don't require a fund. What important requires you how to make a money. That is what we had in the monetization is. If you want to make money, you have to have a passion of doing something in a different way. And she is doing it in a different way because her perception of doing it is see the slides. You will be able to understand. Today there are a lot of barren villages, rural villages are there. But there are a lot of attractive tourist places are there in look at corners of our tourism. But the most important thing what she has done is giving a look to that village and attracting the international tourists to that place is the greatest mileage for this in the soil of Indian soil, and especially for tourism. And that exactly she has given that perception. And I want to call upon, and more importantly, I want to add to her favor is she is a lady she has been awarded with. She's been awarded with OTV Prana Award that is, which has been given by the OTV. And second important thing what she is being highlighted on the Forbes magazine, which is hardly any lady as Odisha lady is able to do that. And if you can search her, you can search on the Google about her when you go back to the evening. And I want to call upon Sanghavitra Jaina ma'am on the dais to explain her venture, what exactly, how she has started her venture with the perception. I can do something in a different way. Everybody can do a business, but doing it in a different way makes you an individual where somebody can recognize you. And how we recognize you there as Sanghavitra ma'am. Ma'am, welcome to the dais.
Let me honestly tell you, I am not a good speaker. And this kind of dance doesn't give me the right kind of taste where I can really show you what I have done. So let me go down. Okay. Tourism. Everyone knows that tourism in Odisha, you have great potentiality. But how you encash it? When I thought that, well, I was graduated with history honors, got married, became a housewife, not my cup of tea. Then became a teacher with my B.Ed exam, got with second class or everything. I became a teacher. Again, not my cup of tea. I never wanted to do something what others were doing. Came back to Odisha from Calcutta, decided what should I do? Watching the TV program where the lady from Bombay was working as a guide. I said, how about being a guide in Odisha? Everybody laughed. Then I knew this idea will click when people laugh at your ideas. I love traveling, which had given me the practical exposure on tourism. When you travel, you meet people. You know what is the world around you. And people should laugh at you, which is a positive sign when you want to do something very different. Came back, went to the Government of India Tourist Office, had my training, 200 rupees. Just admission fees, 200 rupees, 3 months class. Came out, no job. Nobody said, okay, we will give her some experience. Everybody said, you are a woman, this is not your job. Be happy at home. Okay, I know I am a woman. You don't have to say it. I joined a company, Swasti Travels. Only with the travel desk they had that business they had started. We started 3 tour offices. One was in Delhi, one was in Calcutta, one was in Chennai. Slowly things changed. One American lady came one day, told me, you are a woman, people will try to dominate you in a place like Odisha. Don't listen to them. Do what you want to do. Not that easy. So slowly things changed again in the office. I had a lot of practical exposure by traveling on my own. I learned the world is different. So I decided I will learn from the 5 If they don't allow me to go out as a tourist guide, I will learn everything from the file. And that work is not always that you become entrepreneur in overnight. So 10 years I worked there, I learned all the negative sides and the positive sides. And yes, it was the real kind of exposure for me, what today you see me. It was that 10 years of hard work to learn the things. And in this process, I learned that people are not always coming to see only temples or beaches of Odisha. They want to see what is the real life, and where is the real lifestyle in Odisha are the villages. Villages of artists, villages of wildlife areas, villages of many things what we wanted to show them, and it was really difficult. I remember 10 years before, yeah, 15 years before, when I was working for that company, we were sending the people to that wildlife park with that entire ready-made food because there was nothing to cook there. So that was always in my mind that why can't anyone come and set up something where people, the tourists can come and spend some time, have some little good food and go back. 2004, when I left this company, I decided I'm going to do something different. I had no money, 40,000 rupees, purchased a laptop, started my company. 2008, because my village is only 50 kilometers from that national park, I tried to find out a small land where I can start my campsite. In 2008, I started this nature camp. Everybody laughed at me. They said, no tourists are coming here, and who is going to pay you this much of money what you are investing? It's a big money in a place like Vitakanika where there was no road to even transport all my stuff from Bhubaneswar, which was coming from Delhi, because states are still in Delhi. They come over here, then you prepare your beds, how to transport them there. It was a hard work, but then when you think you have to do something, you have all your ways out. I remember we were driving midnight just to get the ferry so that we can transport the stuff there, because once the public ferry starts, they will never take you there because they will depend on the free time, which is difficult. Anyway, same people who laughed at me, I mean all my colleagues also, they laughed at me. They said, you are wasting your money. I said, yeah, it's okay. I have earned something. Let me give it back. So the camp started. Same people who laughed at me, they were the people to give me the first business to my camp. The first group, when they arrived there in my camp, they were shocked. They said, we cannot expect that there is a running water system and it has toilet with the tanks, and we have a comfortable bed to spend some time here. So that is how I started my nature camp in Vitakanika. It was so successful that how you know that your project will be successful when you find that there are other people coming up with the same idea, a little bit different idea. In 2 years, there are 2 other places where they started camps. So I knew that they are my success storytellers. People said they are your competitors. I never thought that they are my competitors. How can be they my competitors? Because I have a different concept. They have a different concept. Okay, accommodation is the basic line. But the thing is that I have my concept that where I promote village tourism, where you see the wildlife things as well as the other village people. Whereas the other people who were far off, they allowed DJ or they allowed music, which was not my concept. So they were never my competitor. Then after 4 years, because in a place like Odisha, where you don't have so much support from other sources, it takes a lot of time. I came to Konark, search for a small place where again I can set up my camp. Again, the practical experience helps you. You have to use the local skill. You have to think that if you are going to be a big business person, you have not a special concept, that's a different issue. You have a lot of money, you can spend it, make a big hotel or start a big tour company. But when you work for a special concept and you know that you are going to do it, you have to use the local concept, like local skill, local power. Otherwise, it cannot be sustained. So I found that on the riverside, we can do something for the people coming to Konark. I had a big fight against the Puri hoteliers, because everybody knows about the Puri. Come to Odisha, stay at Puri. So you can imagine how it would have been difficult for me to market this concept in Konark, where you have tented accommodation. First of all, people will say, who is going to stay in a tent? But then, how you market, how you practically bring it to the people. That is how now this project again is going to be successful, and it's running successfully. We don't get so much of business like what we hotels are doing because we don't allow a big crowd over there. It's only to enjoy the nature, enjoy the food of the village people, what they are going to serve you. If you see some of the slides, you will see that we use the local brass plate and bowl. We have used the local skilled people who have given us those things. These things also, the terracotta things and bamboo and wood plates are used. These are the local people who are getting the things, different villages. This is closer to Ekana. And most of my clients, other than visiting Bhubaneswar, Puri, Konark, they prefer to spend time in these areas. How it happened, it was the practical exposure what I had by traveling with these clients for 10 to 12 years. Even now I am traveling, it's not that my travel has been finished. I just came back from Nagaland where I had a group of 12 people visiting the Hornbill Festival and going to Majuli Island, which is very remote area. So this practical exposure or visiting the places with the people, knowing their interests, make you think that, okay, you have to do something different. You cannot learn it within these four walls. You must travel if you want to have a practical knowledge about something different you want to do. That's all I will tell you about tourism and a practical exposure to do something as an entrepreneur or if you want to do something on your own. Of course, you will love to have a 5 lakhs package. But it doesn't work always. Sometimes you have, like the other gentleman was telling us about the risk. You have a lot of risk factors, but then if you know how to find out the solution of that problem, I have many failures. Like I just ordered a local person to make a boat for my camp. It collapsed. 2.5 lakhs gone. And it was my hard-earned money. It was not any subsidy or something given by the government. But what to do? That's how it's a trial and error method. Then I decided, okay, if that is not working, we will invest the money in a different way. I had a big van with caravan facility where I had toilets, I had wash basin, I had everything. 2012, things collapsed in Odisha tourism because of the restriction in the tribal area where we were using this van for long drives for the women having problem to go to the toilet on the roadside. So in this van, I had a chemical toilet. Till now, I have 8 chemical toilets because I was camping in the tribal villages where the people were in touch with the tribal people. But when the tourism industry collapsed because of this problem, the van is standing over there, nobody is using it. So these factors are always there, but that shouldn't stop you. Now, when I found that this is going to be a problem with the inbound tourism, we tried to promote the domestic tourism. But the marketing started more for the domestic tourism or the people who are bird watchers, who are the animal lovers, who are the nature lovers, who want to come do trekking in Odisha. So you have to think that you have to do, and it's not that everybody wants to have a job or everybody has to do an entrepreneurship because you are an MBA student or you are from the college where you have learned everything. Practical exposure will not allow you to do anything if you think that you have learned everything. You have to come with an empty cup or half cup empty because you have to learn the way the demand from the market. It's not that you will say, okay, I have learned from my MBA courses and I am going to start this campsite and I will be successful. I'm sorry. You cannot. When I started my Konark camp, it took me 3 months just for the plumbing because I have to work with the village people and they will dig for 2 days or 3 days, then they will say, okay, I'm leaving because my Jio Vibharam is there. I have to go. Come on, yeah, this will be completely filled up after 7 days when you come back. Whatever I do, I have to go. It's not my problem. So, what do you have to do? You can't help it. You have to pamper them a little bit, and then where your MBA training doesn't work. You cannot say that I am an MBA trained, I have spent so much of money. This bloody village person is not listening to me. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So, okay, I'm talking about the spatial concept, what I am promoting. But if you normally want to do anything else in tourism, like we have water resources. This is called practical knowledge. If you are really interested to do in tourism, go for something like water sports activities or train some of the village people in some of the remote areas, like in the Mahendragiri area or Taptapani area. There are many trekking facilities available. I mean, people are mad nowadays to go on trekking because people think that that will keep them fit. So that is a small accommodation facility available. I'm also trying to go to Taptapani because Taptapani is a nice place. Train some guides over there who can take the people on trekking and create the demand in the market. See, if you want to do something in tourism and don't want to follow the same thing, what coming to the hotel, have some food and go and visit temples and caves, then go back, I'm sorry. Then you are same like the other hoteliers or whoever is selling the package. So nowadays the main thing is that concept selling. You have to do some concept selling, and if you need any practical exposure, please go and sit with the tourism people who have already seen some failure, who have been successful. So they will teach you or they will tell you about their stories, success stories and failure stories. You are the one who has to decide whether you have to learn from them or you are afraid of the failure and you don't want to proceed further. You have to decide. Thank you.
The speech was very short and precise, but that short speech has surely shown you a limelight. There is a hope of tourism business which daily business students are doing, right? What we want people to learn from here is put the concept of tourism, and because you have lot of greenery fields, right? Now try to attract during the monsoon or season so that we put in some ideas. And I'm not hope because Institute University students have been doing some innovative works, like you had implemented some of the projects. Yeah, Parliament you have implemented, which USA, some of the delegates had come up in your campus. Yeah, they have implemented. But why can't you take up that proposition in the tourism? You get tie-ups from tourism. Because man is there, you can have that concept and push it that idea and you can start your own venture. And I request all students to have the questions. So what are the things you want to know exactly on tourism? And I'll tell you another very important date which today is the headline for the day in the Times of India. Kerala is making business out of the backwater. Remember one thing. Kerala is making a business out of the backwater. Now it is a turn of Odisha. Chilika is one of the places which is attracting more than 8 to 10 lakhs of tourists every annually. Now, if they want to increase the number, you have to create something a tourist place out of the backwater. And this is the next step, and this will be the second foremost after Kerala. We will be the most important tourist place to visit. People will love to visit. And this is a ratio that is foreign tourists are love to visit two places especially, that is Kerala and Odisha. And that is what I want. You want to have some questions, I will eagerly say that take out the questions out of your pocket. It should not confine that it may be within your knowledge or it may not be knowledge, but something coming up in your mouth. So this is what I want to ask. That you can voluntarily ask.
Yes. I can hear you.
Manager, I want to ask that what are the difficulties you have faced initially whenever you started the business, whenever you thought of like tourism, what are the backwards you got to
First one was I was a woman. I am a woman. Second problem was like, it always revolved around that I am a woman.
money,
I don't think in tourism business money is the big criteria.
support?
I told you, yeah, family support should be there. Family, without a family support, you can't even go to a job. Forget about business.
What are the future plans for tourism?
Another 2-3 campsites in the villages. Tapapani is one of them. Or else Pala can be. Because I was in touch with Annapurna Appa and she is going to find out a place for me. And I want the women to work there. Because she told me that women were very active in that village where she was doing that.
Some people must have heard about ICATUS. ICATUS. ICATUS is OBDC after that. ICATUS is there. Since of our own farm only. So we are the failures. These are other, it was a group of people members. They were working on ICATUS, but they are failed on 2012. And we want to promote tourism in Odisha, especially because recently my friend from Saudi went to UAE and there I made a note, 95% of the revenue comes from the tourism. They people get good 95% revenue, then why can't we from Odisha?
But you must ask the government people what the hell they are doing there.
It's not
And
about,
why it became a failure, you have to think. See, failure, I told you, I had a big failure of having this ban in 2012 when the tourism collapsed in Odisha after this problem with the Luxor and the things. But it's not that it will pull you back only. You have to find out the alternative sources. Yes. Because, see, after that point, it's not that I can go to start a bakery shop or a grocery shop. I have to survive in this industry. If that makes you sure that, okay, the tourism is the only place where I have to survive, then you will find your own way out. But the people who have other sources, they really sometimes ignore these things. So maybe that's one of the reasons why you were like, the pattern was not successful.
actually, as Sandeep sir initially, he said, we Odia people we don't have that aggregation of ideas.
Excuse me. Sorry, don't say we Odia people are visited.
No, sorry. Okay, I mean, Odisha, we don't get support. If I'm having an idea, if I'm sharing someone, they won't accept it in a calm.
That's what you should start. When they say it will not work, you should start up.
You're working on it.
You should.
I don't
Okay.
I like to get one thing I should say. Dubai, when you talked about, I tell you, Dubai has been created. It's never was there. It was created. True.
If you accept an idea, doesn't care. Don't take care of those people who they don't accept your ideas. Maybe they are jealous. Maybe they are afraid that you will be successful tomorrow. So meet always the positive people. No, I'm serious. Meet always the positive people who will say,
Yeah, this is.
okay, you are going to start this one, but think about this is the negative side, this is the positive side. Then it is you who wants to decide. It's not that the people they will not discard you, right? Forget it. No. Don't meet those people. Try to meet with the people who are there. Yeah. And many successful stories.
Yeah, next question.
Good afternoon, my name is Rishika. The question is like, are there any negative aspects or any restrictions that you face where the barriers to development of tourism and tourism?
Of course. Many things are there. Like the mindset of the people. The first thing is the mindset. That's the problem. That's the negative aspect.
So, whether they don't want to go to these or try out different things.
No, you mean to say as an entrepreneur? There are many people who have started travel agencies, the tour operators are there, the hoteliers are there. But the thing is that I don't know to whom it should go, like to whom I should blame. I'm not going to blame anyone other than the time factor. Like when it was 2000, till 2012, I mean, we were so much successful. Who knew that this was going to happen? So till that time, Odisha was a successful state as far as tourism is concerned. But after that, so negative factors are in all business. It's not only tourism. It's in all the business. Like even in the job, when I know that a lot of IT people came back from US at a point of time. So that is also a negative sign in the IT sector. So every sector has got negative. It also has a negative. See, sometimes I feel like why I have not expanded my camp size more than 7 or 8 rooms. I don't want mass because somehow I feel tourism, when you make it a mass tourism, like a crowded one, that will spoil the culture of that particular area. I mean, if you have a small village, for example, in that Konark village, I have about 20 or 30 families, about 100 or 120 people are living there. If I have a hotel or not a hotel, a campsite or the accommodation facility, which will take about 50 tourists per night, can you imagine the situation in that area? I mean, it's totally crowded with the foreign tourists. And think about all the negative things. They will influence your culture definitely. Tourism always has influenced the culture. So let it be quality rather than a mass advertisement.
As you said, being a woman was a negative aspect.
No, not for me. That was a very positive aspect for me. You cannot believe most of the people in that Vitarkarika village, when I went with my first day, I pitched it myself. It took me about 1 hour with the help of 4 or 5 people because they are with the poles. All the women were watching from the fences outside, and after 1 hour, they were talking to the people. Tell that Jia, they call me Jia. And we want to come and see. I said, okay, come here. You don't have to ask them. Why do you ask the people who are working? They are the maid. Don't ask the permission. Come over here. They came to my tent. They saw the bedroom. They saw the toilet, and they saw my table and chair, my alana, and everything. They said, for 1 month they are making this house, and this is only 1 hour you have built this tent. I mean, it has a bedroom, it has a toilet, everything you want, it is there. I said, this is how I am going to get all the 7 to 8 tents in this campus. And you people will see it maybe within 2 to 3 months. Electrician, police people, plumbing department, that irrigation department, do they supply water? Well, first, it's very difficult to tolerate a woman who is hot in a society like Odisha. But when they see that I'm not going to bend down myself in front of them, they became sympathetic with this kind of word that this lady is doing so much, let us help her. Some of them started calling me Indira Gandhi. Well, that is how remote is that place is. You may say that oh, Bhubaneswar, there are many girls are doing many things. But that has been a positive thing for me in many places that I get the support of the people. But some things are there, when you want to bribe, you are in a negative position. They will not ask you money, they will not do your work, because you are a woman.
And where you demotivated at particular time?
I can hear you.
At a point of time.
Be loud.
Ma'am, at a particular point of time, you were demotivated with
Never.
sympathetic way or
Never. So why should I get demotivated? Somebody is sympathetic to me, it's good for me. It's an expression of the feelings. I mean, if you say, oh, daya dikhate hai ya daya dikhata hai, no, don't take it in that way. It is how I take the things on me. I was happy when people were sympathetic for me. It was like accepting the things from a woman. Okay, she is doing it, let us help her. That's all. So you don't have to be demotivated. It is on you how you are motivated. You take it the things as a positive way or in a negative way. Even a man can be demotivated by sympathy. Because a man thinks that he is powerful, he can do anything. And if you show him sympathy, he will take it in a negative way. So sympathy is not to be taken as a negative.
Can I have the next question, please?
What is the aim in Odisha?
What is my aim in Odisha?
So how far you want to get on this solution?
Oh. Any big sky.
What is the budget like?
I earn whatever from the close department. That is what I am spending on my campsites.
The most important proposition into the clause is, if the urbanization is stopped, if the urbanization grows, it will be our biggest barrier for man. Understand what I am saying? So that is the proposition you have to make sure. How far she will carry on, that will be depending on the organization's development work. Next question, please.
So basically, we have a training learning and development department, and we have a institute. We are departing obviously training as well as starting but it's not system.
Okay. So what I see is it's though challenging, but people are ready to accept this are very good. We are also doing some nature, as you said, it's a nature camp. That's an adventure trail, just 2 parts of it, and learning and development. Having these kind of facilities at this area, and we are already doing it in a couple of tigers, a couple of resorts. My question is basically, can we expect something coming out from your experiences or something in the coming days we can talk about probably?
Yes, you are always welcome.
Because obviously,
You are always welcome. Till the time you don't disturb the nature around my campsite, you can do any kind of program there. I don't allow loud music in my Vikarkanika camp. I have a lot of restrictions in my campsite. If you really like it, you come over there, otherwise sorry, this is not the right place. I've introduced many clients there.
that's why you said that quality is important.
It's not only quality. Like if you are in the mindset that we are coming to a nature camp and we will do some hangama parties over there, this is not the place. There are many hotels you can go and do it. Like in the Vikarkanika camp and Konark camp, you are not allowed to smoke in that area because these stains are made out of canvas. That's cotton. So I don't allow them. And then like, it's not like a hotel concept we are promoting. It's a nice, relaxing place for overnight stay. You enjoy the nature, you enjoy the wildlife, you enjoy all the activities in the nature, and this place is to sleep and have a nice food. My campsites will not allow any kind of commercialized food. The food is cooked in the chula. And no butter chicken or like any kind of commercial foods are not allowed in that camp. It's all cooked by the village people. Whether you like it or not, it's your problem. But it's all ethnic, traditional way we are trying to keep that campsite. So if you come there with your team, you have to be prepared that, okay, these are the things we are ready for.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Satish Nayak. I'm a member of Adventure Grade. Actually, I would appreciate Mr. Gulshan sir's comment that urbanization would will not be our business. But I have a question on transportation. Like foreigners, foreign tourists prefer cycling.
Yes.
And in sort of nature camps, what are the main transportation medium for them?
I have 2 cycles for the time being in Konark camp. My clients are only dropped there in my campsite. After that, they will hire the cycle and they go to Konark, they go to Douglaspur, they go to Puri by cycle only.
Okay. In that case, what means I just like to ask you like means from Bhubaneswar to Konark or Bhubaneswar to some other places in Odisha. So what would be the transportation medium for them?
That depends on the budget of the client. If they can hire a car, if they can come to Puri or by train or by flight, depends. That I cannot decide. Honestly, how can I decide if they are very elderly people? They cannot go with cycle all the way to Puri. This is about 25 kilometers from my campsite. So we have to keep the car. But most of my clients are now with the cycling.
Thank you.
So, yeah, okay, sure. So we have 7 minutes of time. We can have 3 questions more. And anybody having more queries can put it down on the paper, right? And by today, 7:50, she'll be getting the questions on the mail. And you will be getting the reply by 11 by 11 p.m. Before 11 p.m. you will be getting your answers. So anybody having, we have more 3 questions. So we want to have our guest of honor, Devashish sir has a question. So we can proceed at the mic to him. I request the students to.
I think I'm physically down there.
Yeah, that's good.
So, I have my question, or rather my query has 2 parts. One is, you have created something which is very grounded to reality, which is what the basics in place. 7-8 rooms, that is truly by design, you are purposely not restricted to a very commercial angle. There could be a business plan in place, I'm sure, to ensure that you cover up your costs and make some profit. Is this model beyond the scope of Odisha? Is this available in other states which you have adapted, or was it entirely about concept?
No. When I went to Ladakh, we go for trekking. So on the mountains, we find these kind of camps for 2 to 3 months. So that's the period when the tourists go over there. And then I met this people over there who are taking all the kids from Delhi or nearby towns, teach them for 3 to 4 months and then bring them down. Then I thought this can be successful because it's a low cost accommodation facilities which I can afford. And it took me few years because I had to make it one after another, little change I was doing. So it is not that completely Odisha, it is the first time we are doing. But yes, when I visited these places, I had seen all these tented accommodations all over. Mostly in the mountains, Himalayan ranges, because that is for the season when the people go for trekking and that's how they teach the kids.
The second part of this same thing is, taking to that you have seen something and have replicated it maybe in a better fashion or a non-gaming location in the space. From a scaling up perspective, have you started looking at your neighboring states like West Bengal and Bihar and Jharkhand, where you can replicate the same model with similar smaller number of groups, and in case if there is investments or capital infusion which is required, are you evaluating some opportunities to replicate this in some way or the other?
Yeah, there are people in touch with me. One group is there. They have a big farmhouse which they want to also use for the tourist purpose. So I'm in touch with them. Brother lives in US, so he wants to do something for this. Actually, they are from Odisha, but now they are living there. And
one observation, which is a very common observation, I think one part is the commerce part of it. The other part is your passion towards tourism. And between these two, what percentage of your total business model, what percentage is driven by your passion and what percentage is by the commercial plan?
75 for passion and 25 for commercial.
I guess I was thinking almost 75-25 because I think you're not allowing money to get into it, because I think that's a good lesson for everybody to know that if you from day one start looking at only money, most of the entrepreneurship ventures are failed. Because the objective is trying to maximize profits in the most minimum time. And I think yours is a unique example, which should make the audience understand here that taking step-by-step approach is a far more firmer and a more certified process than rushing into it. I think you are doing a fantastic job. Congratulations.
We have an Oxford matters. Those people I had told the social university students or other university students. Those people have presentations. You have an idea. You have to prepare a PPT. Because on 12th we have capital angels are coming. we have a CEO, he will be coming and this is why he's on planning of PM. I want 7 ideas and we have an award for that also. And we'll be selecting 2 ventures, 2 idea for ventures, and which Calcutta Angels Network will be motivating you. And we have a mentor also, we have a mentorship partner also, we have a TiE Bhubaneswar this time. TiE Bhubaneswar is, this time they have started a startup policy. They have submitted a proposal to Government of India. And this time they have given a startup group and more than 2 lakh rupees or 1 lakh rupees. Viplav, you went to the, you had attended the last, yeah. We have a local startup group with me. You will be interacting with them in the second session. Because these local guys, they had an education, but they had a perception to doing something of their own. The idea does not matter or whatever they have taken up the steps. It may be in what parameter, but they have done something in a different way. People may not have recognized it, but they're doing something. It may take a time, but the thing is that the initial phase of thing which they have started, which a lot of people they don't start it. And that initial step they have already started. And tomorrow they can continue that venture or they can transform into another venture. It is up to you. So second session we will be having another tourism expert, who is a director, Srikant Mishra sir will be with us. He will be talking about, he has a perception, he has made his own perception. Tourism does not require an investment, but the most important thing required is how you can attract the customers. In what way you can attract, because it's not a product or services, it's totally like intangible, because like selling an insurance or selling a tourism are the same. But it's very easy to sell an insurance rather than a tourism. Because convincing a person, making sure that as tourism, how he is going to benefit, nobody's going to give a definition for that. But what exactly he has done is, he has promoted that factors into attracting tourists and making them a homely environment in a place like tourism. So we will be interacting with him. We have a startup, we have a LinkedIn partner, he has got an idea. We want to put that idea and we will be validating that. And that idea, we will be taking care for that. We can have support for him doing the venture part. And I request, you have 3 days of session, the students who have come from different colleges. I request today evening get up, do a 5 slides presentations, which your idea concepts out, and like to put it up on your presentations and tell me the slot which you want to put it. Because 12th we have the final day of the presentations of the lectures. So anybody interested, I want to tell team leaders to take that initiative and prepare the presentations. I don't want more than 5 slides. The area I have already told to the team leaders, take that 5 slides into that theme. Idea, uniqueness, your competitors, and the last is the budgeting. And last will be the fixed slide will be behind. These 4 parameters will be focused on how we can differentiate the ideas. Right? Any last question we can have it? We'll finish up.
And some there are where to like the water, why is that?
That is only in some micro tribal villages. That's not all over Odisha. The restriction is put on the micro tribal villages by the government. Well, that's a religious issue. You can't fight with the religious issues when you are doing tourism.
And also rural area.
No, not all the rural areas. No. It's only restriction on the micro tribal villages and the market which are frequented by those tribal villages.
And the government is running about the rural area. They don't say you run to stay there. And there is no facility to stay there. How can we use that?
What do you mean by there is no facility? When people are coming, the basic facilities are there.
How can they sustain their to stay there?
With where?
And particular in the
rural area, when they are coming, they know what kind of accommodation they are getting. They have been informed. So if they are mentally prepared to be accommodated in that area, they will stay there. You have to tell the people what you are getting. It's nothing to do with the foreigners, they don't stay in the basic facilities. It depends what kind of clientele you want to attract. That is.
So we'll disperse for lunch. I hope you feel very hungry. So we have a very good cherry land, or lane that our lawns of. So cherry lawn will be making you very. There is no cherry out there. Please make sure. But we have it, but off season it is, so we don't have a cherry there. But you have to visit when the cherry is there, right? I'll welcome you in that. But still, we disperse for this. I give a cordial thanks to Sanghamitra ma'am. I hope you find few people you can attach to your organization and make it to work so that you put up their ideas and your ideas can work out, and tomorrow they can be an entrepreneur. So that tomorrow we can proudly say that these guys are awesome and the best. Right? Thank you very much. So we will be back at 2. Right? So for the second session. Can we hold on for 1 minute? Can we hold on for 1 minute? I want to call on Devashish Vishwas to have a token of thanks on behalf of ASV family. Because I wanted to give you all the lunch, but so we want to do your. So we dispatch for lunch. We come back.